In this video, I would like to introduce the monitor that we provide as part of internal event tracking. It's a practical tool for understanding how your metrics are updated, either when you use the web app on your local machine in development mode, or by triggering events in the console. In the Rails console, you can trigger events and then see if the metrics update, the value of the metrics update as you would expect. So let me first start a Rails console over here. And while that starts, we can look at the monitor. You do Rails runner script internal events monitor.rb. Then you provide a list of events that you want to monitor. You can monitor one or several events. It might get a little noisy if you monitor more than one, but it's an option. So the event we want to monitor in this demo is the feature used event. So let's see. Okay, there we go. So the monitor is started. First we see timestamp. We see, so you can see that it's updating continuously. We have a list of monitored events, the feature used event. And then we have two tables. First, we have a table of all the relevant metrics. So that would be all metrics that include the feature used event in its definition. So we have the two distinct count metrics that we defined earlier in one of the demo videos, and then an additional total count metric that I have defined on my machine afterwards. So we have three metrics in total, all defined on the features used event. Down here we see a table of snowplow events, which is currently empty. Let's try to jump to the Rails console. You might want to pay attention to, we have these initial values here. They're all 0. So these metrics has never been updated. And also the current value of the metrics are currently, they are currently 0. So to fire an event from the console, we can do GitLab internal events track event. Then we provide an event name, which would be the feature feature used. And we, since the metric, our two metrics, the distinct metrics here are defined on distinct users, we have to provide a user that could be just the first user. We can also provide let's say a namespace. Oops. Namespace. And we can pick the last one. And we can trigger this event. And then if we go back to the monitor, we can see that in the bottom table here, we have a new row, which is the event we just triggered. It has some of the IDs of the data we provided for the event. And up here we can see our metrics got updated. So we can see that the current value is now 1 for all of them. We could try to fire the exact same event once more. And we can see here that we have a little bit later, we have an event with the same use ID, same namespace ID. And up here we can see that the total count is now 2, and the distinct count for both metrics is 1 here. If we simply use another user, and trigger that event. You can see it here, see the user ID, and we also see that the metrics get updated as we expect. If for some reason the metric is not defined on features used, it wouldn't appear in the list. Or if it's defined with a wrong user ID, you could also see that here. It's important to notice that the monitor will kind of remember the current state when you start up the monitor, and then show the changes to the state from you started it until this point in time. So it means you can also use it by starting it and then click around in the web app on your computer. So use the feature that you just instrumented, and then you can see in the console if the values update as you would expect with both the events and the metrics being updated.